live.
Okay.
How y'all doing?
I'm mad at this guy.
I hate him. He is
so
slime. Everything about that encounter makes me want to punch you in the face, Ben. So sorry.
Hey, I appreciate that. That means I'm doing my job.
Yeah.
You guys like my pronouns? Big/mini?
The thing that
yeah.
The thing that got me the most uncomfortable about that exchange was that it really felt like Rex was like getting off on that. Like,
he absolutely was.
Yeah, it really did feel.
That's how it felt.
It felt
for sure. Yeah.
so like you're being involved in my kink now, whether you want to be or not. I literally had to get up in the middle of it, and I was just like, "Oh, absolutely not!" Like this makes me feel so icked out.
Yeah, no, that was fair. That's the vibe I got as well, and it was gross.
Yep.
All I'm gonna say is, y'all wonder why Azad is so fucking neurotic.
I mean, and I wrote this in my notes today because like I have like a journal part of my notes that is like Rev's internal monologue, so I can keep an eye, like I can remember game to game where she was, and like one of the ones I wrote in here was just like Azad is willing to like bulldoze and like go do whatever the fuck it takes for everything except this dude. Why will she not just go fuck this dude up? Like, what is it about?
Because one, he is
like, I don't care about the contract. Like, fuck the contract. Like, why?
He's gonna kill my kids. Like, I think that because she got pregnant so early, like that's really the thing, right? Is that before he like showed himself, she was already pregnant. And so by the time that he showed her who she was, he had something really aggressive to be able to hold over her head, right? Like he could threaten the safety of her first child and then her second child and then her third child. And it's like, you can't really bulldoze through that because then you have dead kids. Also, he's like, I don't know what level he actually is according to Ben, but like he's more than twice our level for sure, probably 3 or 4 times our level.
Oh, easily.
Mm-hmm.
And so I imagine that there's a bit of that too, where it's like, if I've got to be smart about this. If I'm going to go after him, I have to do it in a way where I'm going to win because it's not just myself at stake. Also, like there's that, I mean, I don't know if we want to go into this now or later, but it doesn't really matter. Like that line about the scissors, right? That Ben said. And it's like, that's a piece of it. Like Azad did try to go after him at one point, and it was completely pathetic and didn't work. And so she knows that she needs to sort of, I don't know, do it in a way that is intelligent. Ooh, the big bug went and landed by me. Die, big bug, die. Oh, God. Someone else talk. I'm going to mute myself. This is...
I was enjoying that.
Yeah, I know, right? Funny. It was great. So how are the rest of you guys doing now, having actually seen what it was that Azad had to contend with?
Knowing he's super powerful now, it kept us all held, all of us. It was not even just one person, several people held for an extended amount of time. Definitely makes him more ominous, foreboding, terrifying.
The fact that I asked Rosie what she would do if her kids weren't there, and then her fucking kids got taken, makes me feel like I'm somehow like culpable for what happened. Like I manifested it into existence.
If it makes you feel any better, I was already planning on doing that before you said anything.
I mean, I don't know if it makes me feel better.
Oh, there's a good question from Zero.
Mm-hmm.
How does Azad's shit putting Rev's family in danger make Rev feel?
No.
I mean, as much as like I personally would love to be over and past the Azad Rev shit,
Thank you.
this is definitely not gonna help.
It was not my fault, to be clear.
No, it's not your fault, but he wouldn't have come for them otherwise, right? And it's also not just Azad, right? Like, she wouldn't be with these people. Azad wouldn't be with this group. Rev wouldn't be with this group. None of this group would be together if it weren't for Giovanni. And so I actually like, and I've, this has kind of been something that's been in my notes and been in my list, is that I don't think the only person that Rev needs to have a conversation with is Azad. I think she and Giovanni are long overdue for like, you've been manipulating my life. You now put these people in danger because you wanted me to spend time with these people.
I mean, to be fair, there's an element of that for Azad too, right? Like,
all of us have been manipulated into being with this group together. Absolutely.
But I just mean the first correspondence she's had with Rex in almost 2 years happens a couple days after getting involved with all these people. Like, that feels, and even if it's not, even if it's like well, you're on the right track now, therefore I'm gonna intimidate you, it doesn't change how it feels, right? It's like, maybe, I've been barking up the wrong tree for a year and a half and like whatever, but to have that threat come as a result of me being with these people and the things that I'm doing with these people doesn't feel great. Which isn't anyone's fault, but I don't think that any of us asked to be a part of this group.
Not at all.
Ben has been banned twice in chat. Yeah.
Just for existing.
People mad at you, big/meanie.
Yeah.
Big/meanie. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, I feel like it's the kind of thing where this is all so interconnected that, like, it's hard to blame Al or to blame, I mean, it definitely feels fucked up to blame Azad for Rex, but like, it's all so tied together that you can't really separate out any of our backstories, really, except for Patchwork. I feel like Patchwork's the only person who, yes, but Rev, you also have the drawings that were in that tent, so there's still like a connection in there, even if it's not quite as obvious. Or
yeah,
like,
but it's a connection she does to someone she doesn't know, that she doesn't have emotions around. Her main thing right now that she knows her dad is alive, is him. And
well, her main thing now is going to be getting Bergen and those kids back.
Well, that it is now. Up until right now, it was, but like, I think there's, and that's kind of been Rev's concern for the last couple days, is, with the exception of the fact that she, to an extent, likes these people that she's known for 3 days enough to be like, well, your family shouldn't be dying in a jar. She's not as tied in as the rest of them. And so that's part of her figuring shit out, is, does she stay?
I mean, I feel like this whole group is tenuous at best, because at least from Azad's perspective, she could also bounce out at any moment and just try to go deal with this herself.
It is. We've done a lot of things in a very short period of time because of momentum, and not a ton of them have been like emotional tie building.
Yeah.
It's true.
Ben, from a DMing perspective, was kidnapping Bergen and the kids a way to get Rev invested in like the group, or
I was also curious about that.
yeah.
Because you and I have talked a fair amount about Rev's hesitation. We've talked
Yeah.
about it a lot.
Yeah. I think more than anything, I mean, like, I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't gonna like use something that I know is gonna hurt at least one of the characters immensely as like a way to sort of like push. Like, I love that, right? It's fun for me. But more than anything else, it's there's this trend of like children being taken and used as leverage, and that's a thing that he knows that he can weaponize really easily. And so when I rolled, when you guys were walking around the docks, I had 2 rolls to perceive you guys. There were 2 people that were like just happened to be out there, and one of them rolled a natural 20 and recognized you guys and said something. So that's the only reason that it happened this episode. It was like you guys got clocked, and then they just kind of tracked you guys from enough of a distance that you weren't able to spot them out, and how was that?
Maybe we should have drove.
Listen, I didn't want to walk, but everyone else was like, let's take a look. And I was like, okay. Yeah.
Man, that was quite no, I think it's fantastic how it wrapped up, especially the suspense of it. Oh man, I can't wait to fight these bad guys. What a villain! Just like you're perfect, like almost like Disney villain, since he was being all creepy. But like, what a perfect villain to like kind of just stand there, be all weird, and then like leave, just so pompous, just I'm gonna let you just squirm.
I took a lot of inspiration for how I wanted him to interact from the ways that I have seen people portray Strahd in the Curse of Strahd, when like like he's sort of like, if you want to, you can have him show up like so early and like taunt the party and have fun with it, because they can't do anything to him, right? Like, you're armed with effectively toothpicks against this guy. Like it's so much fun as a DM to be able to like rub into your players' faces, like, here's the guy. You can't touch him. Like, he is fully untouchable right now. Like, that's fun. I think that like nothing like lights a fire, like meeting them and being like, I really fucking dislike this villain. So when I rolled that natural 20, I was like, well,
there's forever and ever and ever. There's always something about letting, and this isn't just in D&D, like this is literally how I feel about like playing sports and a team is like chippy and gross and subverts the rules, right? Letting them like win feels like the morally dark wins because they happened to win while being shitty, and it just makes me want to throw things. And goddamn if Rex didn't cause that feeling.
That was the goal. That was absolutely the goal.
It's very frustrating.
Right out of us, Ben. Puppeteered us so bad, Ben.
You're welcome.
This does feel very Brady Bunch, doesn't it?
Yeah,
that does.
Frame. I feel like also the fact that Giovanni just isn't fucking around is getting really frustrating. Because it's like, okay, you're the one who pulled us all together, who told us to do this stuff, who essentially created the danger by making us...
By sending us at the circus.
Yeah, by sending us to the circus, but also by making us more visible and by making the things that we're doing more discoverable. And then just bounced. And was like, I gotta go attend to some shit. Have fun, guys. Bye. like, not that Rex isn't to blame, because obviously he fucking is, but like, if anyone else is to blame, I think it's Giovanni.
It's certainly one way of looking at it.
Yeah, let's pass the blame. Let's pass the blame.
I mean, I do think that blaming or like turning on ourselves and self-cannibalizing isn't like the greatest thing to do, but also,
well, but it also
noticed.
Why
it
turn
makes,
on each
it
other
also
when it's
again makes sense.
so
We are
terrible?
not the emotionally connected. Like, it's been it was like what, 2.5 days of motion, and then 2 days of our downtime where we were crafting. So like,
we weren't even
it's
with each
been-
other and bonding as a group. Well, the boys
Right.
were.
It's
The boys
been
were drinking coffee
and the
together.
boys are already bonded. Like, it's
Yeah.
been less than a week for this hodgepodge of humans. We have no emotional connection. It's incredibly logical and normal for
Yeah.
us to turn on each other and be like, "What the fuck?"
Yes, boys got to bond over coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patchwork's
Yeah,
just so
hyper.
amenable as long as I'm down that Patchwork's never going to be a problem. Well, maybe.
No,
Ooh, that'd be
Patrick.
fun.
Patrick was just like, "We'll take the car, we'll walk, whatever everybody else wants."
Yeah, all the
since-
all the boys have like very established connections, and Patchwork
Yeah.
knows me and is also amenable. So it feels like at the end
Yeah.
of the day, it's really just
Yeah.
you two who have
Yeah.
no reason to like any of us, and also are fighting with each other.
Yeah. What did,
Yes,
Very
great.
isolating.
what did I say in the private
Well,
chat
and
during
we're
the
the
game?
ones that didn't have. Yes, you did, but we're also the ones that don't like. I didn't have connections to any of you beforehand. Like, I am truly a random wrench thrown in the works.
Yeah.
And she's someone who's not
Yeah.
used to having friends because she didn't in school. She was the odd one out in school because they were
Technically, we knew
hoity-toity
each
private
other.
kids.
It's true, you
They're
guys
not well.
had met.
Like, but not, we weren't friends. Not the way the boys
No.
are connected. We like
Yeah.
waved at parties, like
Yeah.
that Giovanni was throwing that were formal. Like, Rev's not
Yeah.
used to having friends. She was somebody else paid for her kid at school who didn't really have friends. Like, this isn't a thing she's
Yeah.
used to doing. And the first one she thought she maybe might have attempted to shoot her mom, and then at no point was like, "Hey, how are you holding up with this?" It was just like, "What the fuck?" So she's just like, "Dear God, why am I here?"
Party of 4 sweet, sad little beans
Yeah.
and 2 real housewives.
Yeah, actually.
Not wrong.
though.
Okay.
Not wrong.
I'm waiting
Yeah.
for one of you to be like, "You did bring me a birthday gift on my birthday with my birthday gift," and the other one like smashes the glass on the face. It's gonna happen. It's a matter of time.
I don't think Rev knows when her birthday is.
That's
You think
fair.
she's, like,
Sad.
I feel like, yeah.
It didn't come up in her conversation with Sorna while they were dead.
I also feel like I feel so bad for Bill because everything else that has happened has been just so much more acute, right? It's been like, we have to go get this book because if this book falls into the wrong hands, like everything's fucked. And then it's like, oh, Rex is literally here smashing through half a building and abducting people who we care about. That becomes the most pressing thing. And Bill's like, also, my family's here.
My family's in a jar.
They're dying. I have confirmation that they're actively in the process of
Actively
dying.
dying.
So that's cool.
To be fair, I mean,
Yeah,
I think
like
I've known they've been
actively
dying. now.
cringed when Billion had like gone out and gotten that information, and you came out of the room and were like, "Oh, so you've all done nothing." And I was like, "Oh, knife heart."
I didn't know.
No, I know you didn't know. I mean, and Rev had no idea y'all had gotten a letter that said Rex was here and caused
Yeah.
urgency, right? Like, we don't know
Yeah.
what we don't know technically, but like me as a human was just like, ouch.
I mean,
Yeah,
that-
It just is Azad shouting about how we haven't made a plan when it's just like, we need all of us to make a plan.
I think that
What are we
despite-
planning for?
Despite not communicating this at all, Azad just assumed, hey, I'm making shit for the group. They're going to figure out the rest, right? Like, I'm going to go really heads down, and everyone else has the same work ethic I do, and is probably also not going to sleep. And when I come out, everyone's
When you
gonna
didn't
know what's
tell anybody
going
you
on.
were making
No, of
things
course
Yeah.
not.
either. You were just like,
Yeah, the communication skills are questionable at best.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I'm sorry. Azad has been living with Rex for 10 years or whatever. You think communication was really a staple in their relationship?
Yeah, this dynamic.
I mean, and the past 2 years you've been with Patchwork.
Yeah.
Which, like, Patchwork might be the best communicator of all of us, but still.
What are you going to say, Alex?
It's just the communication breakdown is definitely. It's very familial. I mean, Bill is like having a lot of complicated feelings.
It's
yelling at each other. It's like
me off about books and movies where I'm like, literally all your problems would be solved if you just told the other one the information you're working with. What the fuck?
Although what I will say is, despite the fact that we have had a lot of inter-party issues, I don't think that any of us have withheld any important information around like Rex or the forest or like anything like that. I feel like unless we just haven't had a chance to disseminate it, we've all been pretty good about being like, also, I know this thing. I'm pissed at you, but I know this thing.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Because I think at the end of the day, we're all goal-oriented in that we're a little selfish and want the things that we want. And we're not going to, like, shoot ourselves in the foot, except for maybe me and Rev a little bit in terms of just interpersonal conflict.
Oh, shoot yourself in the foot. I thought you were like, except for us, we're not self-oriented.
Oh, yeah, no. Rev and I are, like, the most selfless people. There's a whole party.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually, Ben, do you want to talk to that comment that you're kind of having a back and forth with in chat? Because this is going to be on YouTube without chat, which is, how much prep do you do? Do you want to talk about your prep?
Yeah, let's hear about your prep.
Yeah, I mean, so this is part of like a larger existential thing that I've been experiencing as a DM, which is that I don't live and breathe the campaign the way that I feel like a lot of like really great DMs do, where like the world is like they're just constantly thinking about it. It's just like always kicking around, and that's just like not what I do, which is something that I'm like very much like working out in terms of like, is this like effective? Should I be more like regimented and like actually like set aside time? I don't know. I put in maybe 60 to 90 minutes total for prep, with, you know, like some exceptions, right? Like I spent a full day of like, it was probably like 10-ish hours making the new world map, right? Like exported and then imported and then had to rebuild it. And so that was a lot of prep work that went into that. But one of the things that I have been realizing is that I really love telling stories, but I don't necessarily like writing them. And I've been relying really heavily on Katie to be like, hey, I need help. Like, I don't fucking know anything about anything when it comes to writing this shit. Like, please bail my poor little canoe out because I don't know what I'm doing. And you know, like very much being like, okay, like what are the next things that make sense? Like, what are some good story beats? So I have, you know, like when I prep, I'll have, you know, like here are the 3 main like scenes or whatever. Everything else is improvised. So my prep is pretty minimal.
What I'll also say is that the one piece that I helped you with for this episode, we didn't even get to. So
Katie in our chat kept being like, don't forget we have to get to a fight. Don't forget we have to get to a fight. And I was like,
well, because I thought we were gonna try to do that today. But like I feel like I help with like the plot stuff and like making sure that things are cohesive in like weaving things together. But Ben does like, you know, encounter building and like any of the like improv and throws other shit in there. So I'm really more of like a big beats kind of gal.
Yeah.
And other than Katie, none of the rest of us, I don't think, know what our big beats are going to be. The only reason that we knew there might be a fight tonight was Katie going, don't forget, we have a fight.
And also
we didn't get
like,
to,
hey,
so it's fine.
Which we didn't get to.
And also me being like, hey, Foundry tonight, guys, which like, you know.
Wink, wink, we need a map.
If that's not a tell, I don't know what is.
The clouds looked so good though.
Right?
Yeah,
The map was dope. I just kept
I kind of
staring
like
at
just
it,
having
like
it up
zoning out.
regardless, just to like keep us centered in the world.
I am very tempted to take like a 1.5-minute screen recording or something and have that sort of be the set. Like,
Die, Bug,
background.
die! He came back! Ah! Sorry.
What are the
This
major
is
plot
amazing.
beats of the bug battle?
I'm fine.
Yep, there you go. And have that
Revivify.
be like the thing that sort of plays as like the intro music goes. Because it's beautiful.
I love
The map
that
is
idea.
gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
Mm.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was the fight for the night. We got there. We got a fight.
Yep, that was it. That was the big fight that we
Wasn't
needed.
the one we expected, but
We got our butts handed to
Katie,
us.
how you
and that was
doing?
the fight.
it's happening over there.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, I'm just killing a bug and then trying to find something to pick the bug up with and then put it in the trash and then the trash is falling out of the trash and it's a good time.
Storytelling. Yeah.
I'm so good.
Um,
Me words go well. Good.
But yeah, like you guys going to the guard station was something that I like had from I don't know maybe 3 weeks or a month ago, where I was like that might be a thing that they do at some point in the future. Fully pulled Roz's voice out of my butt because I was just like, what better voice to have for like this like curmudgeon like
Yeah,
secretary
that was
person than
straight
that.
up Monsters Inc.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It was great. Iconic.
I'm watching you,
Yeah.
Wazowski.
classic.
I couldn't
So
tell
good.
if Zeki thought that Roz was the captain of the guard at first, or if Zeki was just like, "Yep, this seems like a person to ask. Why not?"
She was the only person there, really,
That's
at the
fair.
beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
Oh,
Corna
shoot.
still throws me for a loop.
Hilarious.
Ryan, you need to go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a week, y'all.
And you're
So
gonna have a
yes, I do need
weekend
to go to bed.
too.
Yes, I would like to be alive for this weekend.
Yeah.
Katie and Ben are coming to visit. My wife and I. We're gonna
Weird.
have ourselves an adventure.
And we're gonna go to Six
Um,
Flags if the water.
maybe if the
Wait,
weather
weather is.
holds
I'm
out.
tired too.
This,
Yeah.
this will be
don't-
the first time that I've been
Um,
to Baltimore in nearly a decade.
We'll have a good time.
Oh,
I'm so
Rachel,
excited.
Wrestling Wednesday tomorrow?
No. I got a gig.
Oh.
Ooh.
So I had to move my stuff around. But I will be watching wrestling on Friday.
Are you still calling it Wrestling Wednesday because the alliteration is too good to lose?
It's really funny how bad that alliteration is when you say it out loud based on how you pronounce. Each of those
As I
words.
said that,
Yeah.
I had a really hard time saying it. I
Yeah,
had to
so
think about
I
that,
don't-
yeah.
I don't know what I'm
Wrestling
gonna call it.
Wednesday.
I think right now I'm calling it
Welcome
Friday
up,
night.
Friday.
Friday night's all right for fighting. I think that's what I'm calling
Friday
it.
night.
Oh, I
All
like
Friday
right.
night
that.
fights.
Right.
Friday night
Okay.
fights. Friday night
let it.
fights.
I think that
Sorry.
might be trademarked already.
Rachel,
Friday
when
night.
I was in London 2 weeks ago, we managed tickets to the sold out Elton John farewell tour, and I definitely cried multiple times. So I support any and all Elton John
Yeah,
references
gotta
your
get in
titles.
there. I think Elton would appreciate it.
Yeah, I
you
think he
know?
would. I think he would approve.
Considering
Ryan's like, as somebody who knows
considering one of
Elton
my favorite
personally-
wrestlers uses a Goodbye Yellow Brick Road as their entrance, like
Yeah, absolutely.
Elton has to
would
appreciate it.
approve.
Yeah. What if you called it Wrestling Friday?
Wrestling Friday.
Or it could
I
just
think
be
I'd get in
Wrestling
trouble.
Friday.
We
and
let
the
this
F
man
is
name
silent.
characters constantly.
Wrestling Friday.
It's never
Wrestling
gone wrong,
Friday.
even once.
Yeah. What were we
Okay.
talking about? My
On that
my
note,
weird
Friday.
internet
Oh,
streaming.
Oh.
knew I was there.
Colonel
I
Blah asked
got
if you were
talked
going to
about.
do Wrestling Wednesday, and that's how we
Yeah.
got here.
Yes.
That's how we got
Oh, I
And
missed
then
that.
we were saying that people should go to bed because it's
Wednesday
almost
is
11
Friday
PM.
now.
also Ben. We should go to bed because we're
Yeah.
going to a show tomorrow.
You are.
Ooh.
How exciting!
Yeah.
We're gonna go see the Goes Wrong, the Peter Pan
Peter
Goes
Pan
Wrong
Goes
show.
Wrong with Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh, have
Yeah.
fun.
That's fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It'll be a good time.
If you haven't seen the Goes Wrong show on Amazon
Unless anyone
Prime,
has
everyone go watch
Pressing
it.
Rev
That's all.
questions. I'm going to bed for real.
No,
Yeah.
Ryan, where can people find you?
Here.
Okay,
Bam.
bye.
I'm on Twitter sometimes, but probably not really. And I love you all, and I'll see
All right,
you
we
all
love
soon.
you. I'll see you Friday night. Bye.
Bye.
Alex, where can people
Me.
find you? Are we
Say-
gonna do?
hold-
Are we-
Hold on, before
Can you do
we
like a
sign
peel
off.
out?
before.
Does anybody have any other questions in chat or here in the call? Y'all have anything that you want to ask? Anything that's been like tickling around the brain? Yeah, what you got?
What's your name?
Anybody else have questions?
I have we done a talkback since before we died? Because I feel like we kept missing the talkbacks. We haven't had one since we died.
Oh, we did have. We had one
We had one
before
while we were
last week's
dead.
episode. Yeah, we talked back. No, we talked back in the fight. We did have a talk back
Oh,
When
yeah.
we were
that-
dead.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I just couldn't remember because I was just like
because we talked
I'm
it back.
constantly like in love with how much chat was just like Patrick is in trouble emotionally right now. It's like, yeah, Patrick is while being dead. That was hard.
Oh yeah, when is Grimbley coming back? Says Colonel Blah. Since you murdered him.
Listen, yeah.
Canonically,
In a different time, probably in the far flung future.
or maybe not that much.
Well,
It
Rev's mom
depends.
was there, so it couldn't have been that far flung in the future.
Maybe time works
Um,
differently down there.
Yeah, don't they just stay there indefinitely?
Until someone rests them. So if you guys res
Well, I guess
Rev's mom, then
We
we
know
will have a
Grimbley's dead.
timeline.
Yes.
fuck.
So the
So if we
sooner we save Rev's mom, the sooner we kill
the sooner
Grimbley.
Grimbley dies.
What a terrible monkey's paw we
This
have
is
given
fucked.
ourselves.
I thought that would be a fun one for you guys to be like, wait a second.
Wait a
That's
minute.
fucked.
But canonically, there are people from the material plane. Yes, it is some Avengers level timeline bullshit. Also, go to bed, Ryan.
Go to bed, Ryan.
Go to bed,
Ryan,
Ryan.
go to bed. Ryan,
Ryan,
go to bed. Ryan, go to bed.
Somebody doesn't know. So canonically, in the Black Ballad, there are adventurers from the material plane who like use the sunless fuck my life sunless
Crossing.
crossing. Thank you. Holy shit.
I'm here for you.
Blur. As a hideout who are not dead. So there are ways for you guys to get there without dying. But you can have to find the right people and talk to them in order to figure out how to do that. And then theoretically, I actually need to talk to Pat and Rick and see like when a gargoyle gets destroyed, is it possible to bring them back or not? Because I genuinely don't know.
Everyone at Pat and Rick and ask them if Grimbley can come back.
Make it so that they
Grimbley,
can
come back, please.
Arata
Grimbley,
it.
come back.
A lot of they now come back to life instantly.
Hilarious.
It's like, is it like fairies where if you like clap and you believe, then they're back?
Whoa.
Peter Pan rules?
Definitely not.
Just checking.
Mag's gonna ask Rachel real nicely to bring Grimbley back, and I'm gonna do what I can for my baby.
Hey, you know what? I respect that.
We'll see what can happen. I only have so much power here as a god.
It's fair.
I know.
You know, maybe it could be a one shot at some point.
Yeah, one shot to save Grimbley.
Yeah, Grimbley.
Yeah.
King Grimley.
Grimbley.
Saving Private Grimbley.
Ben and I were also chatting about some other like in-world one-shots, and something I really, really want to run is like a mob one-shot that's just the Pixie Mafia, and everyone is a pixie, and it's just some like Godfather shit. Very fun.
Could be a good time.
That would be so fun.
Yeah.
Also, I guess chat if there are any other fun parts of the world that you haven't seen that you'd like to see a one-shot in. Let us know, because I feel like
Yeah. And also, like,
it'll be fun.
one of the things that I want to do at some point is like we have like a whole lot of. I see it more like the good feathers, though.
What were you gonna say, Benjamin? Because I also need to go to bed.
I just need to ban Colonel Blah.
Chat ban, Colonel Blah. Yeah.
I was gonna say there's a lot of history that is unexplored. I think that there's probably some like pretty significant events.
Well, I mean, the fall of Acadia.
Well, Acadia, there's like a bunch of stuff, and I don't know. I'd like at some point to maybe do like get some like community submissions, and then we all vote on things, and then like pick like, hey, we're gonna add these into the canon of the world and run one shots and flesh it out and see what happens, because that could be a lot of fun. Potentially with like guest DMs if we can get people to say yes to that.
I mean, I will say I
They're
do
all
enjoy
tickled
that
and-
all of all of our one shots like just build the world up more, which I think is really fun because it lets it takes away the stress of the campaign and just lets you be like, and now we're building the world without having to worry about these characters and like the long-term effects that this is going to have on them.
Letterkenny Black Ballad.
Hey, anything's possible. It's all in the same world now, so
yeah. If Mag can be in the Black Ballad, anything can happen.
Boom.
I mean, Letterkenny is. I mean, because it's the Fey realm after that. Well, there's
ways to get there from here.
Yeah,
in the same way that have we talked about Acadia and it's like the fabric of the two realms being
not entirely.
No, okay,
we can.
There you go. Well, I think it's you guys are smart. You put two and two together. Bunny McFlurry and Grimsley.
Bunny McFlurry and Grimsley.
Wow, that would be entertaining. But basically, Acadia is like at this point where there's another realm that was sort of created initially that was sort of self-sustaining and left to its own devices, and that's where Acadians come from. And I think that it's similarly in like different parts of the world. There are ways to access other realms through means that have just simply not been discussed or discovered.
Did Grimbley get his donut?
I don't know.
We have to. The next one shot has to be resurrecting Grimbley, or I will divorce you.
Or it could also be donut delivery, or a deadly donut delivery.
Wait, what if
a date with a deadly donut?
Ooh.
All right, Brian, go to sleep.
I want in on donut
Ryan,
delivery.
go to sleep. Ryan, go to sleep.
All right. Anyone else have any last pressing questions?
Did everybody like my parody of "You're Happy You Know It"?
I really
did. I thought it was excellent.
Yeah.
Came upon me in a flash.
It was delightful.
All right, Colonel Blah, one more question, and then we're going to bed. Because Colonel wanted lots of them.
You could tweet at us and be like, I want answers. Tweet at me.
Just one.
Just one.
Just one. As a treat.
Just one. And then tweet some other ones at me and I'll answer.
A midnight snack of a question.
Thank you, Random Z.
I don't
tweet.
That's smart.
Okay, well,
Same.
Insta DM. I don't fucking know. I don't know how to
whatever.
Whisper here on Twitch.
That's true.
You're good for the night?
Good for the night. Okay.
All right.
Sweet.
No secrets. Okay.
In that case, Rachel, where can you be found?
Please perceive me on the tubes using the handle I am Rachel Corky. Here on Twitch, that's the name of my channel. On Twitter, that's the name of my Twitter. On Instagram, it's the name of my. It's all over. Just shout I am Rachel Corky and I'll probably appear in your mirror or something. I don't fucking know. I am a variety streamer who is currently on a Friday night schedule. We'll see if that expands, but come join me over at twitch.tv.
I know you just said I'm a variety streamer, but I heard I'm a righty streamer.
and
I was like,
I'm not a Southpaw streamer, unfortunately. I'm like,
is that the opposite of a leftist streamer? Like I'm a righty.
God, no. I'm definitely leftist. I definitely yell about how capitalism is killing
Corky,
us and the planet.
Famously conservative.
Yeah, definitely.
Rachel,
the most famous non-binary conservative on the
famously
planet.
hates the gays. And on that note,
wow.
Alex.
The gays.
The gays?
He's like, Katie.
The gay
The gays have
community?
something to say.
Hey, everyone here is gay but you, Ben. Calm down.
That's true.
That's true. Poor Ben. It must be rough out there.
Yeah, it's really hard.
It must be so hard to
look
be
straight.
a white cisgendered straight guy.
Straight man, right?
Man.
Sucks.
It must be so difficult.
Neener. Okay, so just to clarify this final question, where is Neener? I feel like Neener was with us and also has been held.
Yes.
Didn't you say you rolled for Neener?
I did. I thought of it right afterwards and I rolled.
For Neener.
He's not very willful. He's just a badger. So, me, where can you find me? Me, the Alex Emond, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok now. I'm just gonna keep adding accounts. Well, coming soon.
You heard it here first, folks.
None of these accounts have any content on them, but you can follow me on them, and eventually someday they'll have content. That's my plan.
Hell yeah.
And
Lurst.
Ermer.
Ooh, hello everyone. Tailweaver here. You can find me at ATaleD20s. That's on twitch.tv/ATaleD20s. Also, youtube.com/@ATaleD20s. I now fixed up our YouTube channel, so you can get all of our videos there.
Nice.
And of course, Twitter and everything at Tale of D20s, where we're an actual play TTRPG company, just like Amateur Reduction as well. And also my own personal one, that's Omar, where I do cosplay, and I'm starting up a TikTok where I'm going to be. It's not a drag persona per se, but it is definitely a D&D oriented persona that has been in me since I started this doing TTRPG.
Fun.
So that should be exciting. More information on that as it comes out.
Amazing.
Also, to be clear, Omar's cosplay is dope as shit. So
Yeah, Omar's cosplay is fucking
it's
top
really
tier.
on point.
Thank you.
Got drywall mud
Let's
on the
see.
AP hat. How could you do this to me? Just
Thursday.
on the day of my actual class.
I need to go to bed, Ben. So we
Okay.
need to get through
Yeah,
this.
do the same.
Thursday, we're going to be playing some more Demonologist with Balra, which should be pretty fun. Balra and Nikhail. It'll be Ben, myself, Balra, and Nikhail. So it'll be a nice little fun, scary foursome. That sounds better in my head, and now very bad that I've said it
Favorite
out loud.
kind of foursome.
A scary foursome, the best.
A foursome with the dead.
A horror foursome.
Whoresome.
A horsome.
A horse.
There we
Oh
go.
no,
We're on
that's
it,
something
we're on
completely
it.
different.
And on that
That's
note,
gonna-
we're gonna read Balra now. Let's
Yeah,
read Balra.
read Balra.
Tell them they're looking forward to the horror foursome on Thursday.
The horsome on Friday.
A horsome.
Thursday. Yeah.
A
right.
horgy.
Horsome.
Oh.
Orgy.
A horgy.
Thank you so much for sticking around, everyone. We appreciate you. We're gonna raid now. Ben, take us offline. Bye.
Have a great night.
Sorry.